Goji-Center just got done belting the hell out of Goji Guy, but were nice enough to give him another chance. This time he was tasked with killing either the Scorpios Rex or Indoraptor. So why not throw my own hat into the ring as well? But let's go a step further then. I am only allowing myself to utilize mammals. No, stem mammals don't count. Well, back to the point. The goal will be to create a 100% mammalian hybrid that's also able to take down either the Scorpius or Indoraptor, both in a 1v1 or in a group fight. More on that later, but anyways, the hybrid will be tested first by fighting either the Scorpius or Indoraptor individually and move on to a battle of 3 versus 3. But let's cut to the chase and let's start the hybrid making process. Now let's begin with the base of the genome. We will need to choose wisely. The fact that we must remain within a 1-ton range easily rules out most pachyderms. And as tempting as it is to pick an animal like the Duodicarus or... yeah, no, I'm not even gonna bother with that. Well, back to the point. The choices for a base are severely limited. However, there was one animal that perfectly balances out strength and agility, which is the Amphision Ingent, an extinct can form popularly known as the bear dog. But it's not a close relative of neither, instead they are their own order. But that nickname accurately describes their weird anatomy, being a perfect mix between the bear's massive strength and the slender and agile build of most dogs. Their body plan is also very versatile for us, a jack of all trades and a master of none, allowing us to use a wide array of contributors. Another feature that makes Amphision such a good base is just the very powerful jaws that they already possess, already having really good strength enough to crack bones. Not to mention their bodies are oddly well built for bursting speeds, not to mention their long tails. That's a surprise too that will help us later. So now, with the base covered, we will now add something to fortify their durability and resilience, and those would be... Something we'll need to deal with as soon as possible is the Scorpius Rex. And no, before someone points out the fact that the poison didn't kill a girl, that was just plot armor, blatantly plot armor. But besides that, the contributor for its venom is the Scorpionfish. It releases a neurotoxin that causes extreme pain and swelling. Likely not enough to be deadly, but definitely enough to cripple an opponent. However, there's one animal that has been documented hunting it, that being the elephant seal, one of the most underrated mammals of all time. Elephant seals not only have an amazing resistance to their venom, in addition to that, they give the hybrid an amazing boost to stamina overall, due to how their diving style worked. To put it very simply, most of the oxygen is found in their blood and muscle, thanks to the high amounts of myoglobin, which allows them to dive almost 2,000 meters down and stay submerged for 2 hours, not only giving the hybrid a natural resistance to the scorpionfish venom and a substantial increase to stamina. At first, the stamina it seems to be rather irrelevant. However, given how dinosaurs' stamina also works like that, giving a higher amount of stamina to our hybrid is going to be really important. Another addition to further boost the hybrid's venom resistance is the odd-looking fellow form known as the Black Mongoose. The Mongoose purpose is to enhance the hybrid's social nature and augment its venom resistance to further help with dealing with the neurotoxins, due to how their immune system works against them. It comes out to its acetylchlone line. Oh god damn it! Acetylcholine receptors. There we go, finally! While most animals' acetylcholine receptors are vulnerable to neurotoxins, due to a mutation they possess, they are less susceptible to them. The same toxins that can flatline a jackal require a higher concentration to take down an animal of significantly less mass. This will give the hybrid time to finish the fight before the venom can be used effectively. But not only that, the intelligence of the mongoose will also be utilized. Their intelligence and social behavior, to be more precise, as mongoose live in complex matriarchal societies led primarily by a female. Wow, what a surprise. Okay, anyway, not only are mongoose so capable as individuals, they're also very effective learners, being able to solve problems with high efficiency, to a point where they can even manipulate the environment around them and use it as a tool of their own. Even if a food doesn't seem appetizing at first, just smash it to bits and get away with the freaky bits. But to further solidify its physical defense, we'll add one little critter, one that you may or may not know, and one that will not compromise its agility, but it will enhance its durability even further, and that is the one, the only, the honey badger, another animal with frightening levels of intelligence. See Stuffle Stories if you want an example. Honey badgers are surprisingly more durable than they may seem at first, but not only is it capable of taking a whole load of punishment, again, look at Stuffle Stories for an example, but it's also loose enough to keep the hybrid's agility without any compromising. But with the defense covered, let's quickly cover offense. And boy oh boy, these contributors pack quite a punch. Given the fact that we want to maintain agility, we need to add something that will add into the bite force while not adding too much weight to its overall frame as to compromise the agility. And I believe there's no better contributor than the one and only Dinocrocuta gigantea.
Even the modern-day hyenas already possess impressive bite forces even amongst modern animals, able to generate 4,500 newtons of force. Thanks to not only being much larger, and by using the bite force quotation, this would give the hybrid a bite force quotation of 132. For reference, hyenas are only 128. This would give our hybrid a bite force strong enough to still break bones. And while the Indoraptor does have tough scales that easily bounce off actual bullets, this wouldn't help, as Kevlar, as good as it is at taking bullets, it's not as good as taking compressive strength of a bite. While most of the teeth aren't really going to be piercing, the energy created by the bite itself would clamp down with enough pressure to actually crack the bones. But using only our jaws won't be enough. We need more than that. We also need something that will come in very handy. With bite force covered, now all we need is stronger forelimbs. Amphizion may have strong arms, but at their size they won't be enough. So we'll add one of the most well-known prehistoric bears, Arctodus simus, which will be utilized to increase the muscle mass of the front limbs and the overall musculature of the hybrid. In addition to that, an increased bulk of its claws will also be those of Arctodus, granting us a massive set of claws that, combined with the brute force of the arms, will strike with much greater strength than before. A single swipe is not only going to be dealing a lot of compressive strength due to the impact, but also is going to be piercing quite deep. But these absolutely massive paws have more than just a strike and a slash, because one last trick up our sleeve is about to be used. And oh boy, is it a trick! Through billions of years, nature endlessly outdone itself with each and every new animal that evolved throughout history. But one trait, combined with the intellect of the great apes, an evolutionary adaptation that brought about the demise of many species. The opposable thumb. Or the cheap knockoff that's found between the extinct marsupial Phylacoleo carnifex and the giant panda. But combining these two gives my grappling behemoth a massive edge. While the contributors use their thumbs differently due to the wicked intelligence of our hybrid, these thumbs can be utilized to better manipulate its environment. And maybe you know, sharpen metal pole. But okay. But enough meandering around. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Ursus xenoformis, or just Mary. At 6.2 feet tall and weighing around 1,100 kilograms, this absolute unit comes packing in a bite force of 6,500 newtons and arms that will either knock you out cold or tear through you like a hot knight's butter. But her offense is only comparable to her defense. Her body being able to withstand lethal amounts of neurotoxin, and her hide being able to absorb punishment like no other, having a skin roughly 6 inches thick. But this girl ain't just pure bronze. Her intellect, combined with her brute strength, gives her the capacity to use her strength effectively. Every muscle of hers is put to use practically and as precisely as possible. Her mind is not just that of a warrior, but also as a practical leader. Her comrades work in synchrony to overcome any issue they face. In battle, they work as a legion. A clan of Dino Ursus utilized their combined might to overpower most threats. But now, with the presentation out of the way, we're gonna judge the performance against the Indoraptor. In terms of overall mass, they actually draw out, as both find themselves within the 1,000 kilogram range. However, this does not mean that they are equal in power, as Mary's much higher muscle density means that she's physically stronger. And even in a war of attrition, thanks to the elephant seal, Mary would still outlast the Indoraptor, and whatever tricks he may try to pull up won't really work. And that's not all. The moment she gets one good bite into its arm, it's going to snap it in a second, like a twig. And even if she doesn't go straight to the jugular, it won't matter. If she manages to bite its neck, it's gonna be crushing its windpipe and squashing its spine in a gory display. While the more psychotic and aggressive behavior of the Scorpios Rex would throw Mary off guard, it wouldn't really be of much help, as the Scorpios would be throwing himself against an opponent that can match its raw physical strength, has much better defenses, and it can counter its poison quite effectively. However, what if we escalated this conflict even further? What if we add more into this fight? What if more people got into it? What if this conflict became a group warfare? In this case, this fight would become a 3 versus 3. Now, this is more than just a matter of who's stronger, but also who's better at solving problems and strategizing effectively. While the Indoraptor displays quite a lot of competence, so does Mary, meaning it's likely that their intelligence is comparable in a general view, but when it comes to using it effectively, Mary just hasn't beaten. So, even with a pack to equal the playing field, Mary simply outclasses the raptor in a blazing display of glory. But no, I'm not done here. Mary. Mary is such a well put together hybrid that I am 100% confident she would be able to take down the Mortalodon. So, I challenge you, Goji-Center. I believe Mary got what it takes to defeat your creation. So come at once. I'm prepared. Mary is ready. And now, I just await for you. What is your response now, Goji-Center?